Yeah. When news broke that a new COVID strain had arrived, we all held our breath. Scientists are now racing to find out what we're up against, and questions are now being raised about booster shots. Tonight, we get the answers.
Our lives are finally starting to feel somewhat normal. We can see our friends, family, sit at a cafe, and we can go outside for as long as we please.
Actually, it's just lovely just being able to see people's faces.
Just coming to the city, getting something to eat.
Like excited to see my family and everything. I finally got to see them actually again for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
Double vaccinated, not worried about the new variant.
Weeks out from Christmas, we get word of a new coronavirus variant arriving in Australia, and we're all reacting the same way. Seriously? This can't be happening. The fear we all have boils down to one question. Will Omicron mean more lockdowns? We've been in this position before, but there's one big difference. Most of us are now vaccinated. So how will it change things going forward while we're fighting this new strain?
The ball is in play. We don't know if it's going to change it or not.
Although many of us might think we're done with COVID-19, it's not done with us.
The World Health Organization warns us this variant from South Africa is the latest curveball in our hopes to put coronavirus behind us. Scientists are scrambling, trying to understand what we're up against.
We know that it's more infectious by the way it's behaving already. We don't know if it's more severe.
We are seeing active work to see, A, do we need to get another vaccine because it's going to be that much more contagious, or does our current immunity conferred by our current vaccines continue to help?
Melbourne GP Dr Mukesh Haikerwal.
And because it's early days, we don't know the answer to that. It means we've got to maintain the rage, if you like, maintain people getting the first and second doses, and getting the boosters, the third doses.
There are now 14 cases of Omicron in the country. All but one are in New South Wales, the other in the Howard Springs quarantine facility in the Northern Territory.
I am getting a booster shot in February. Unless they bring it forward a little bit further, it's going to be critical to controlling COVID.
Before this strain came along, we were told to get a booster shot 6 months after our second dose. Now experts are suggesting we need it sooner, some arguing as soon as 2 months. The UK has already made the call, recommending people get a booster 3 months after the second dose.
Last summer in Britain, they were saying we're going to be safe now because it's summer, and unfortunately that's when they got large amounts of cases and deaths. So the weather isn't necessarily going to help us. I think we need to keep the immunity up.
But for now, Australia's advice isn't changing. Chief Medical Officer Paul Kelly.
The advice from ATAGI remains a 6-month gap between that second dose and the booster program. So in summary, no change.
And in there we've got individual frozen doses of vaccine.
So how many doses have you got in there, roughly?
195 plus 100, 295.
And they have to be used by?
February.
So they'll obviously all be for boosters?
Yes.
Are you worried nationally that we're going to lack supply for booster shots?
I think we'll have enough booster shots. The problem is getting enough sites where people will be able to go to get their boosters done.
As I understand that MyGov is going to be sending reminders out to everybody because you're all being registered.
CSIRO Health Director Dr Rob Grenfell says it doesn't matter which vaccine you get for your booster shot.
You can have the same one or you can have a different one, and they've actually all been shown to be very effective at increasing your immunity.
Do we need to redefine what it means to be fully vaccinated?
Look, I think that from a documentation point of view, the 2 vaccines is good. It means you can get into the shops, you can get to the theatre. If we started saying that, OK, those aren't any good now, you've got to wait for the third one, it's going to really make it difficult for the environment that we're living in to be open to us anymore.
And the double-dosed amongst us are shuddering at the thought of losing freedoms again.
That's why we're in here today, because I thought if we don't come in today, you never know, they might lock us down again.
I don't think that there'll be any kind of countrywide lockdown again, but there may well be time periods where, individual cities or, regions need to go into some more severe restrictions.
It's deja vu in other respects as well. Travel bans are back, and Prime Minister Scott Morrison put the brakes on plans to open our borders to Japan and South Korea. Epidemiologist Nancy Baxter.
Shutting our borders down works in the short term. It's never going to keep it out permanently, but we definitely want more time to allow us to both understand what's going on and to develop new vaccines if needed.
I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to leave Australia again.
As an expert in the field of infectious diseases, Baxter sums it up in a way we can all relate to.
Don't panic. It's not time for toilet paper, but this is something we all have to take seriously.
Yeah, no more toilet paper hoarding. And remember, if you have any questions or concerns, always talk to your GP.